Hey y'all, I literally don't know how to start my videos any other way because Kayla's here, so I feel like I can't do anything like super fucking weird just for the fear that she'll judge me.
I'm not even paying attention to you right now.
I don't know what I would consider really weird, but I just feel like I normally start my videos in all these different ways. Also, I'm getting sick, so my voice is kind of stupid. I mean, I can hear it. I've been coughing a lot and I want to die. So, I mean, I guess that's not that abnormal. Abnormal? I don't even think this is straight right now. Like, I feel like I'm at some weird fucking angle. Does it not look like she's like tilting a little bit? I think it's fine, so we're just gonna go with it. I wanted to do this video standing up. I'm not really sure why. I just have more energy when I stand up, and I thought maybe it would be like funnier. I'd have better reactions if I'm standing up and I'm reading more of your guys' paranormal stories because that's what we're doing today. So I saved a couple of them. I'm probably gonna go through and read like 4 or 5. Again, I'm like losing my voice right now and I feel like shit, so I'm sorry. I feel like I've been getting sick for like the last week, so all my videos are just gonna be like a hot mess, but when are they not? Yeah. Okay, so this first story is from Haley and it's called My Old Haunted House. So it all started when I was pretty young and I didn't want to sleep in my room, so I slept in my parents' room. Around 1 or 2 a.m. I woke up and I needed to go to the bathroom. So I got up and opened the bathroom door, but I didn't turn on the light because I saw what looked like a little girl curled over right by the bathtub. I was horrified. I just assumed it was my dad's blanket. Okay, you can't mistake your dad's blanket for a little girl. But I was too scared to turn the lights on, so I just ran back into the bedroom and fell asleep. How? A couple months later, I was downstairs alone in my computer room. I have to burp.
Eddie uploaded.
I'm busy. A couple months later, I was downstairs alone in my computer room. P.S. It was nighttime and my mom was at work while my dad was asleep and my 2 brothers were upstairs watching TV. I heard footsteps coming down the stairs, then stopping halfway. I thought that was weird, so I ignored it. Thought it was weird, but why would you ignore it? But then I heard a cabinet open and close, so this time I was scared and just said, hello? I got no response. I finally built up the courage to go see if somebody was downstairs, so I checked the stairs and then turned around to check the kitchen and I saw a cabinet open and close. I ran upstairs and saw my dad snoring and I asked my brothers if they did that or if they heard it and they all said no. A couple weeks later, me and my brothers were downstairs playing in the computer room while my dad was asleep upstairs and my mom had just left for work. While we were playing, I heard somebody whisper my name and it sure as hell didn't sound like any of my family members, so I turned my head and saw nothing. I heard something whisper my name around 4 more times until it finally stopped. I asked my brothers if it was them or if they heard it and they said no. Around a month later, my older brother asked if I wanted to play Charlie Charlie. What's Charlie Charlie? I don't think I know what that is.
It's the thing where you like take the pencil, make like 4 boxes, like you draw a
and
line,
you write like yes, no,
and it says yes, yes, no, no, and then you put 2 pencils down and you say like Charlie Charlie, are you there? And it's supposed to like turn on the pencils.
Okay, we learn something new every day. Except all of you probably already knew what that was. Me being the stupid kid I am, I said yes. It worked and I freaked out. I just wanted it to stop. I was so horrified. Then the next day my brother tried to show my mom, so he kept saying, Charlie Charlie, are you here? He repeated it around 5 times and then the pencils flew off the paper, and ever since then we never tried to play it again. I think it's just like a ghetto Ouija board almost, except yes or no questions. That's what I'm assuming. Finally, we were moving out of the house and while I was packing my stuff, my music box started playing by itself. That is like my worst fear. Just like the type of music, it's like a carnival music. I don't like mine. I was so freaked out, so I shoved it in a box and ran. I would shove it in the trash can. The last story I'm going to tell didn't happen to me, but it freaks me out. While we were living in this haunted house, my older brother said he saw a shadow man in the corner of rooms, even my room, and he called the shadow person him. So my brother said that he saw him in the corner of his room, and he said he knew it wasn't our dad because the shadow was a little bit shorter than my dad, but it was still extremely tall and had long fingers. The shadow stayed with us even when we moved to stay with my grandma for a bit, but finally he went away after my brother got across. I have some scary stories about the house I currently live in, so I might update you. Love you so much. Sorry for the many stories. Send me your new stories, please. Oh my god, I've already been recording for 10 minutes. Are you joking? Like, was I just bullshitting that whole thing? I think I was picking my ass half the video. Alright. Okay, this is from Gianna, and this one says, I lived in a horror movie. Hi, my name is Gianna. I'm 14 years old, and I lived in a real-life horror movie. Where I used to live, it was a double-set house, so 2 houses put together. My grandfather lived on the other side of the house, but crossing over to his house was easy considering the basements were connected by a door. One day while my father was taking down the door, I saw a crawl space. Now me being the dumbass I am, decided to go in it. Actually, that would be something that I would do too. I like, for some reason, to crawl into tiny spaces. Also, I keep standing on one leg. I mean, obviously you guys can't see it, but if I'm like swaying back and forth or it looks like I'm struggling to stand up, that's why, because I'm just trying to balance while I read these. I don't know. Here's the crucial part. In the crawl space was 3 things: a chair, an old knife set, and one of my dog's old chew toys. The chew toy was an old rag doll that my eldest cousin used to have and gave it to him when she grew out of it. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's continue. Once the door was down, I decided to go through it. I've never been in my grandfather's basement before this. I hate basements, attics, things like that, so I didn't have the balls. I was in the doorframe when I just stopped. It's like someone or something was keeping me from going in there. The basement was pitch black. My basement light was illuminating his, and my shadow was the only thing there. I pushed myself to go through and I felt uneasy. Something like somebody was watching me. In the basement there's 2 rooms and both were divided. But when I turned around to go back to my side of the basement, there was somebody in the doorway to cross over. I thought it was my dad, so I called out to him. Now I'm a pussy, but I love learning about the paranormal. So remember that crawl space? Well, that fucking thing bent back. Wait, oh, okay. The person in the doorway bent backwards and crawled What? What the fuck? Okay. That fucking thing bent backwards and crawled into the crawl space and disappeared. I gotta go. Fast forward a few months. By this time, I've gotten over what had happened. I don't think I could ever get over that. I was asleep one night and I turned over to check the time. It was 3:23 and I got this uneasy feeling that something was going on. I turned away from the wall because I couldn't sleep like that. Once I turned, something ended up in my bed. In her bed. It looked as if it was human, but the head was kind of dented. I screamed so fucking loud. My mom and my brother woke up and my mom came into my room and said, "Come on, babe, you can't be in here. This is where I lose my shit." The next morning, I asked my mom if she remembers anything from last night and she says no. I told her what had happened and she started crying. I don't know why she was crying, but it was happening. A few days went by, nothing had happened until yesterday. This was from about 2015 to 2016. I was taking a nap with my dog and he gets up and barks at my mirror. My mirror is a standing mirror where you can see her whole body. I look into the mirror and the same figure from my old house was watching me. I never ran so fast. I was going down the stairs when something stopped me mid-step and pushed me into the window. And before I could realize what happened, I was passed out on the stairs. I still don't remember what happened yesterday, but I'm terrified to the point where I got rid of every mirror in my— okay, what the fuck? Okay, well, that's where they fucking ended it. Like, what? Did anything else happen? Are you okay? Are you alive? I'm sweating. It's so hot in here. I feel like I'm in hell. All right, moving on to another fantastic story. This is from Lorianne, and this is The Demon in My Attic. Perfect. I love these stories. When I was 12, I started to hear footsteps in my attic. Oh, by the way, a girl hung herself in the doorframe of my bedroom and a boy got murdered in my hallway between my parents' room and my room, so the house is pretty haunted. How do you guys just like throw those details in? Just like, no problem. Like, you guys aren't even affected by it. You're like, oh, by the way, a lot of people died in this house, so that's where this begins. Every time I stand under my doorframe, it feels very hard to breathe, almost as if somebody's choking me. And now, okay, to the demon part. You guys just move on so quick. You guys just— I need more details. So I have an entrance to my attic on my ceiling like a lot of people do. I have a loft bed in my room and the entrance is right above my bed. One night I was on my phone ready to go to bed and I felt something dripping on my shoulder. I looked at my shoulder to find a red blood-like substance on my fucking shoulder. Even saying this story, I don't believe myself. It's so horrifying. I looked to see where it was coming from and it was coming from the corner of my entrance of the attic. I wiped it off and put paper towels in the crack to keep it from dropping and went to bed. How the fuck do you guys go to bed after this shit? 2 days later, I was home alone after school like I was every day. And I walked into my house and right when I walked in, I saw a black tall figure out of the corner of my eye. I looked to see nothing was there. I walked into my bedroom and started my homework on my desk underneath my bed. I had the TV playing in the background so it wasn't quiet when I heard footsteps and unexplained, almost yelling whispers, if that makes any sense, coming from the attic. No, I know exactly what you mean. I ignored it until I heard pounding coming from the attic. It sounded as if somebody was pounding on the attic floor. It continued to get louder and louder until it sounded like the attic floor was going to break through. I almost started crying. I was so scared. I went to my friend's house, who's also my neighbor, until she had to go to her basketball practice. I went back into my house and I have a cross above my couch in my room. The cross was turned upside down. I flipped it back over in pure terror. I told my parents about all the things that had been going on when they got home, but they didn't believe me. Then things got worse. All of my Christian things started going missing. Nothing else except my godly items such as my cross jewelry, my daily devotional, my Bible, and holy water. The substance also continues to drip from the attic. The same things that I listed earlier still happen, and doors are starting to open and close by themselves, and things are starting to move on their own. I have no idea what to do. I also feel like I'm being watched, and I wake up with unexplained scars, bruises, and scratches on me. I don't know what I should do at this point. I'll give you an update if anything new happens. Fuck this shit. Fuck you guys. Alright, to end the video off on a positive note, this is from Joshua, and this one is called Fucking Devil. Hey Courtney, this started when I was 9. I was in my bedroom, which is just outside the living room, and everybody was asleep but me. I woke up at about 3:30 when I look up and see something in the corner of my eye, like no big deal. I got off the top bunk, which is freezing cold, and onto my carpet floor and started walking towards the bedroom door when I see the same thing in the corner of my eye again. But the second time, it moved slightly, so again, I just brushed it off and went to the bathroom. Then I went to grab a quick snack when I noticed my door was closed, even though I didn't close it. But again, it was about 3, so I just opened it, walked in, eating my snack, when I noticed the same figure again, but in the opposite corner of my room. Again, I brushed it off like it was just a shadow. How the fuck do you guys just pretend like nothing's happening when you see these things? Like, nothing could happen. I just saw a bug outside and now I'm scared. The next day, I'm getting ready to go to bed when I noticed the same shadow, but this time it was a full-blown figure of a man. He seemed nice at the time. How does it seem nice? How does it just a shadow just seem nice? But at the same time, it was scary as fuck because his fucking arm was missing and his eyes were red. But I brushed it off for the 80th time and went to bed. Then woke up again to him at the foot of my bed, peering his fucking dark-ass eyes into my soul. What the fuck is happening? I couldn't scream or yell. I just moved my head under my pillow to hide from his fucking eyes from killing my soul. It was about 2 months after that happened when I slept over at my grandma's house. My grandma got me my stuff and let me watch TV with her while I tried to go to sleep. I saw the same fucking man right there where my great-grandfather fucking died. That night I couldn't sleep. My heart was racing so fast. I went to church with my team and I asked them if they wanted to do a prayer. They said yes, and I prayed that that man would never come back unless he was a good spirit of my great-grandpa. But the next night he appeared even scarier than he was, missing every part of him with blood dripping, on my fucking bed. I cried so hard that night and I woke up to nothing on my bed. I woke up the next night and everything was fine, so I prayed to keep it that way, and so far it has. I'm done. I'm done. I think I just cracked the shit out of my phone. I didn't actually, but now I'm done. Fuck you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I promise the videos will start getting longer again. Honestly, it's just so unbearably hot in my apartment right now because apparently they don't think it's that important to fix our air conditioning. So we have to turn off all the fans and we have to like close the doors and stuff, and it's literally like 110 degrees in here right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other stories you want to send me, please send them to the email I'll have it written down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. My camera stopped recording as I was saying bye, so this is just me coming back just to say bye again. I don't fucking know why. It looked as if it was
It looked as if it was